Hey friends, welcome back. Today I am working on week 22 in my 2023 Project Life album. That was a bit of a tongue twister. The kit that I'm using this week is the June Studio Calico Documenter kit. It just rocked up onto my doorstep and the colors are super bright and colorful. It is a pretty summery kind of themed kit, and we are the complete opposite down here. So just picking out some kind of generic-y looking cards here to go with my photos this week. So I don't have like a ton of photos. I had enough for the spread, but you can see the little rack test down there. It was a bit of a crap week around here. Shane got COVID. I had luckily managed to avoid it, but it was a difficult week. There wasn't a lot of emphasis going on photo taking. So I've got a few, and they all are a little bit, there's not a lot of color in them. There's a really beautiful sunrise photo with all those kind of lavenders. And so I sort of started going off that, trying to pick out kind of blues and purples. I was trying to avoid pink. I've got a couple of different stories that I want to tell this week, so I needed a 4x6 card that was going to give me a little bit of space to type some journaling onto. I'm totally covering up all of the embellishment on that card, but I liked that really subtle kind of pinky peach color, and it's got that little white space that I can tell the story. The other cards I am pretty much doing what I would normally do when I've got like an opposite themed kit, which is covering up sentiments and embellishments, just looking for background colors. So I've got a lot of this kind of, it's a warm toned but quite muted shade of blue, so I think it worked in nicely with my little sunrise photo here. Now I started off embellishing really simply just by using the chipboard pieces that I could, the ones that had generic, not quite so summer themed chipboards. As you can see, there are a few on that sheet, but some of them are very, very kind of summery themed. And I will end up moving one of these chipboard pieces, but I kind of got a little bit, I don't know, sidetracked, mesmerized by trying to play with the chipboard, and then it occurred to me right then, there's other embellishments in this kit. I should probably have a look at those before I start committing to everything else. I love those little puffy stickers, and although like we're in winter, I'm obsessed. I'm never gonna like stop using florals. It just is not gonna happen. So there is that kind of bluey, purpley kind of toned floral in there. I'm going to use a bunch of those, but first I wanted to do some stamping on this rat test photo. I knew I was going to use my stamp set. I always do, from Citrus Twist. It's got all of those perfect kind of sentiments for those days. It's one of my most well used stamp sets, that's for sure. So I just used some Memento. No, it's Brilliance Moonlight White is the ink that stands out on my photo there. It was perfect. I wanted to stamp in white rather than in black on the card. And then I've just added a few little stars. They were in that same kind of lavendery blue color. Now this is where I kind of pull apart the chipboard. I managed to peel it off the photo and the card without too much kind of hassle. There was a little bit of residue left on the photo itself, but I was expecting worse, to be honest. When I pulled it off there, I did anticipate that I would probably have to reprint the photo. It just didn't look good. I really wanted this little page flag to go at the top, but it didn't sit well with the kind of door frame in my photo. So I've peeled it off the best I can. What I'm going to do instead is stamp from the kit stamp set. And the stamp sets in these kits, they're not my favorite. They're kind of a weird texture. This one here, the T was a little bit wonky, so I did go and like wipe the stamp off and then try to get it a little bit straighter onto my block so that I could stamp it underneath the photo. The stamping's never great. I just anticipate it and let it go and just don't worry too much about it. And then I'm going to kind of repeat the same like pattern that I did on the rat photo with the stars. I've used 3 kind of decorating stars around there, and I'm going to do the same here on this one. I'm going to use some florals. I'm going to use the lighter pink ones, and I'm going to do that. So 2 at the bottom, 1 at the top, and that's going to be kind of my recipe in here. I do want to run these cards through my typewriter. Now my typewriter is just an old vintage one. She is giving up the ghost a little bit, to be honest, and the Studio Calico cards are quite thick, so she does struggle a little bit with these ones. When I'm using like a thinner card or my printables, it's not that big a deal. On here it goes a little bit wonky, but I just, again, embracing the messiness of it. Now this is week 22, so I only need 1 of these numeral stamps, which is handy. I do love a good number stamp. I'm just going to eyeball it to stamp 22 in the center of this 3x4 card, and I didn't quite get it centered, unsurprising. So I'm going to just kind of abandon the center idea a little bit and just stagger everything else. So I'm going to date stamp directly onto the card, and again you can see I've like purposefully offset them, and then I'm going to use the alphas from the kit just to spell out week. I am going to sacrifice both E's for this one card, and I'm not kind of attaching them to the card too strongly until I make sure that it's kind of centered. And this one I managed to do not badly at all. So I'm just going to fill in these like weird kind of wonky gaps with the puffy stickers. This time I'm using the more kind of the darker pink. It's almost peachy, but it kind of goes with the colors in that sunrise photo as well. I was a bit hesitant about that third one because it had leaves on it, like little green leaves, and I haven't really used green anywhere else, but in the end I like the 3. I'm going to pop it in there and call this week all done. It was a super simple week. I'm really pleased with how that turned out. It's kind of graphic and cool toned, and it sort of speaks perfectly to how the week turned out. Hey, thanks for watching today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to keep watching, I'm going to leave a few videos on screen. Otherwise, I'll see you again really soon. Bye.